Welcome back to Extra Time, everybody. I'm Greg Lawless, Shep Messing and Jason, the producer, with me. Act 2, LA story. Everything has gone right for the Galaxy this year. Do they have what it takes to beat an experienced side like Houston and get to the MLS Cup? That's the question that we are asking ourselves today. Let's kick it off by looking at LA in particular. They've done everything right to go from last to first, or worst to first, if you will, this year. And they did very well against Chivas USA, especially their marquee players, Donovan and Beckham. Against a Houston team that knows how to get results, what does LA need to do other than just those two guys having good games?
I think if you're looking for a different player, an X factor, you could say, it's got to be Edson Buttle. For me, Edson Buttle needs to be a difference maker in this series because you know what you're getting with Donovan, you know what you're getting with Beckham, and from Houston's point of view, they're going to be keying on those guys. Buttle needs to be making the right decisions at the right times. He needs to be taking guys on when it's there. You kind of saw a couple times he was leaving the ball for someone else. He was kind of waiting for someone else to step up almost in the Chivas series, which luckily for LA it happened. But in this one game, you need to get it all done in this 90 minutes. I think Buttle's really got to step up and make a difference for LA. Well,
this game is on Friday night, which maybe when I saw it was going to be Friday night, I was thinking Friday night in Los Angeles. Are they going to be able to fill it? Number one, I sure hope they will. It should be. I mean, that's one thing. They're also playing at home where they've actually started to play very well. They haven't lost since September at the Home Depot Center, and the crowd is starting to get behind them.
I think those are all factors, but if you're Bruce Arena on the LA Galaxy side of the ball, he's putting, forget about home field advantage, forget about this winning streak they've had. He still has a huge mountain to climb. Houston is Houston. They're a very good team. Bruce Arena is going to be focused on, I just want to know about the next 90 minutes. Don't take anything for granted.
Well, the last time that these two teams met earlier in the year, there was a draw down in Houston, and then LA won 1-0 at Home Depot Center. Todd Donovan with his only goal of the season in that one. Houston now comes in also playing very well. They fought Seattle hard. I mean, that's the kind of result that they got against Seattle that I think they then take on the road to the Home Depot Center, and they can really start to eke out another result in this one.
Yeah, and I think the wily veteran of Brian Ching might come into play here when he ends up matched up against Omar Gonzalez. And Omar, has the physical tools. He has, I guess, youth on his side, but the experience of Brian Ching matched up against a younger player like that could be a difference maker for Houston.
And Dominic Oduro as well, playing well right now for Houston. I mean, that shot he took, I think, started shaking the goal shook for about 5 minutes.
I look at the other end of the field for Houston, and it's hard to call him underrated. Pat Onstad has been unbelievable. And I think for Houston to get a result in this game, Onstad will have to continue what he's been doing.
Both of these goalkeepers. Ricketts is the same. I mean, they've played huge roles for their team.
Absolutely, but I still look at Houston as the road team. They're going to be under pressure. I think Pat Onstad will face more than Donovan Ricketts, so he's got to keep his team in the game, give them a chance to win it.
And another player, I think, along those same lines is Jeff Cameron in back for Houston. This is really, one of his first experiences in the fire in the playoffs like this, playing in back for Houston. We'll see what he can do in that position. He's going to be a factor trying to deal with Donovan running the way Donovan has started to run.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you bring up Donovan, and he's kind of LA's speed factor. They don't have a lot of guys that have game-changing speed, whereas on Houston's side, they have Dominic Oduro, who has speed. Now they have Corey Ashback, who is a great option off the bench. And late in the game, he's kind of a guy who can take advantage of some tired legs, probably matched up on the left against Sean Franklin. You'd like to see, what happens in that matchup.
But there's a speed game changer for LA, Sean Franklin. If he can get into the attack, getting up and down that right flank, that can be something that LA could exploit.
Yeah, and that comes down again to Edson Buttle. Edson Buttle getting on the end of crosses. Because I'll tell you what, if it's Mike McGee up there, Mike McGee is not going to be the guy to get on the end of crosses.
Every time I look at a good game like this, a great game, in the individual matchups, I look to accentuate what happens on set pieces, free kicks. Both teams have the ability to get to goal, to score one.
They do, but the set pieces have to be there. And we saw in this last game when Chivas USA in Los Angeles, Beckham's set pieces were not there.
Chivas was begging Beckham to hurt them on set plays.
They kept fouling people.
They gave them every opportunity. And if you're David Beckham, that's your signature. That's what you do. You were asking yourself, do they have a set piece drawn up or something where he's supposed to loft it in there? Because they were not well hit.
And the goalkeeper came out and grabbed every single thing in that one. Well, All right, so we have to move on a little bit here and get to the most important part of this show, the ET Cup. The way the ET Cup is going to work this week, folks, by the way, is that we will predict both games, and we will predict the LA-Houston game on this show. We should tell you that the ET Cup after the first round has changed a little bit. Shep ended up with 16 points. Jason is on 15, and I am on 9. We'll say that really quietly. No, I'm on 9 points in the back. I can still catch up if we include the MLS Cup final. Yep. But, Shep, I'm going to start with you. What is your prediction for Houston-LA?
This is a very good game. I've been sticking by the Los Angeles Galaxy. I'm going with them again. I'm going with a score of 1-0. Probably a set piece, but don't hold me to it. 1-0 Galaxy over Houston.
Jason?
I'm actually going to go... I'm going Los Angeles over Houston. I don't want to take Shep's pick of 1-0.
Take it.
I might have to go LA over Houston, 1-1. LA wins in PKs.
Oh, so it will come down to goalkeepers. You're absolutely right. Well, fine. Just to be contrarian, I'm going to go with Houston.
Because you have to in order to catch
up. I'm going to go with Houston, and they're going to win 2-1. Brian Ching gets a goal, and Mike Chabala with a goal for Houston. That's the way I'm going to go with that one. We'll find out. That game is on Friday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2.
I think Chabala's out for the game, but go ahead, go with him.
He still might score. I don't know. And also, don't forget that the MLS Cup is going to be another special event for us here at Extra Time, because we are going to be doing a pre-game live show 90 minutes before kickoff. We will be on, and so make sure you join us for that on MLSnet.com. In Act 3 on Thursday, we're going to break down the Chicago Real Salt Lake Eastern Conference Final. Is another upset in the making?